385 South Road, County Route 85 in Grafton, New York, and she had requested police assistance. While on the phone, dispatchers heard what they believed to be gunshots. The 911 call was eventually disconnected. Troopers were dispatched at approximately 6:40 p.m. and arrived on scene at approximately 6:50 p.m., followed by multiple other units to include additional state police members and Rensselaer County Sheriff's deputies. Joshua Fowler was located outside the home holding a long gun. After failing to follow multiple orders by law enforcement to put the firearm down, and after a brief standoff, troopers utilized tasers and Mr. Fowler was taken into custody unharmed. A search of the property located Whitney L. Fowler, age 27, deceased outside the home. In addition, Wilson P. Fowler, age 55, and Anita L. Crandall, age 69, were located deceased inside the home. All three victims reside at the residence and had sustained gunshot wounds. Wilson Fowler is the father of Joshua Fowler. Anita Crandall is the step-grandmother of Joshua Fowler. An additional adult resides at the home but was not there at the time of the incident. South Road was closed between Johnson Road and Snyder Road for the investigation and has since been reopened. Following his arrest, Joshua M. Fowler, age 26, was transported to SB Brunswick for processing and has been charged with 1 count of murder in the first degree, 3 counts of murder in the second degree, and 1 count of criminal possession of a weapon in the second degree. He was arraigned at the Brunswick Town Court, where he was remanded to the Rensselaer County Correctional Facility without bail. The firearm involved was legally possessed and purchased by Wilson Fowler. The motive for this crime is still pending investigation, and our thoughts are with the victims' families and friends. I would like to take this time to thank the following agencies who assisted at the scene in addition to the agencies represented here today: the Grafton Fire Volunteer Fire Company, the Grafton Ambulance, Hoosick Valley Rescue Squad Ambulance, and the Petersburg Rescue Ambulance Squad. I'm going to be taking questions in just a moment, but I just want to afford the district attorney to say a few remarks as well. Yep.
Good morning. I'm Mary Pat Donnelly, Rensselaer County District Attorney. Again, I want to thank Major Gilroy as well as Sheriff Bergault and the men and women of their respective agencies for a swift and coordinated response last evening. It was a tragic scene which they brought under control without any further threat to the Grafton area, and for that we're all very grateful. They also were able to control the scene so that we were able to have early access from my office to put us forward in a sound prosecution. Today, our thoughts are with the families and the victims, and you can expect further updates from the Rensselaer County DA's office in the coming weeks. So thank you all for being here, and please await updates from our office as we go forward. Thank you.
Great. And at this time, I'll take any questions that.
Major, is Joshua Fowler known to local police? Have there been any other encounters? Have there been other calls to that residence?
Yeah, I can speak to our state police interactions. I can tell you that state police have investigated domestic incidents at that location. In July of 2018, there was a domestic dispute between Wilson and Joshua. In October of 2021, state police investigated a domestic dispute between Whitney and Joshua. Neither incident resulted in the arrest of anyone involved.
Were there others at the residence at the time of the shooting who witnessed it?
No.
How many shots were fired?
That's still being determined. Obviously, it's an ongoing investigation, and our forensic investigation unit, I believe, is still on scene currently, and that's yet to be determined.
And were the victims found in one location, or were they scattered throughout the home?
As I had mentioned, Whitney was found outside of the residence. Anita and Wilson were discovered inside of the residence in close proximity to one another.
To clarify, are the state police going to be leading this investigation? Will it be joint with the county?
Yeah, this is a state police investigation, correct.
With the previous incidents, was he under any kind of red flag law, any kind of warning list, or?
No, not to my knowledge.
During the standoff, did it appear that he was trying to get police to shoot him?
Yes, it appeared to be an attempt at suicide by cop, yes.
Did Joshua Fowler appear to be under the influence of drugs or alcohol?
That I do not know.
Major, do you know, were there any children that lived in the home?
It's my understanding that there were not.
one more question, guys. Was the other person who lived in the home a family member? Are they
Yes.
They
Yeah.
were at the time, or were they there?
They were not there at the time of the incident. They arrived shortly thereafter when they discovered a law enforcement presence.
So it was,
Thank you guys very much.
All
Appreciate
right.
it.
Thank you.
You could hear one of those voices, a reporter asking a question. That's our Dan Levy. He is live there for us this morning, and he will bring us more coverage throughout the day here. And in fact, we have Dan live now after that press conference at State Police Barracks in Latham just wrapped up. Dan, we got more information in that press conference thanks to your questions from what we were able to get from the scene last night and this morning as well. What can you tell us and what we just heard from State Police and the Rensselaer County District Attorney?
well, Christopher, just a horrific tragedy, of course, in the town of Grafton in Rensselaer County last night. 3 people dead, all members of the same family, and one of their family members has been charged with at least 4 counts of murder and weapons possession. Joshua Fowler is his name, and he allegedly killed his wife, his father, and his step-grandmother. That's what we know right now. We know that his wife was found outside the residence, the other 2 victims inside the residence, and we're going to have much more on our coverage beginning at noontime on News Channel 13. So stay tuned, and we'll fill you in then. Chris?
Okay, Dan, thank you. Again, Whitney Fowler, Wilson Fowler, and Anita Crandall, the step-grandmother, father, and wife, working backwards from the victims there. All 3 lived at the home. There is one more adult, according to State Police, who lived in that home as well, not home at the time that 911 call was placed by Joshua Fowler's wife, Whitney. And as Dan reported, and we heard from State Police, there were at least 2 prior domestic calls that State Police responded to, one in July of 2018, one in August of 2021. In those instances, they were arguments or fights between father and son, Wilson and Joshua Fowler, and the other incident in October of 21 between husband and wife, Joshua and Whitney Fowler. So again, 3 people shot and killed in Grafton last night, and 26-year-old Joshua Fowler is now in State Police custody. We'll have so much more on this story coming up News Channel 13 live at noon. It is also a first warning alert day here at News Channel 13. Our meteorologists are tracking the potential for severe weather this afternoon. They are staying on top of that as well. We'll bring you the latest in that first warning forecast coming up at noon as well. In the meantime, we are always online at WNYT.com. Back to your regular programming now. I'm Chris Honorato.